don't need to be having no sex. It's simple as that. I don't know what else to tell you bitches. YouTube, what's up, baby? It's your favorite antisocial extrovert, your favorite aqua black boy, Blake Mother Loving Dupree, back at it again at the Diary of Dupree. Welcome to my channel if you knew it, but if you ain't, bitch, I really, really love you because you could be anywhere in the world in this digital base, and I'm glad you're taking a look at my face. And I know, you like, my channel is a place where people come to speak on controversial topics in the comment section and get my opinions and my viewpoints on subject matters that aren't necessarily the darkest of darkest. But today is the second video consistently where it's a dark subject, it's a touchy subject, it's a taboo topic, but it's taboo, and it will continue to be taboo until it happens to you, if you know what I'm saying. Like, do you know what I'm saying? We tend to ignore subjects that don't necessarily affect us or directly affect us until we are the victim of said subject, of said topic that is taboo within our community. And I don't want to do that, okay? I feel like it's done millions and millions of times before, and I'm like, do different, be different, be someone that is creative, be someone that is daring, be someone that is willing to make mistakes. And if this video was a mistake on my channel, at least I stood 10 toes down on my mistake. If you couldn't tell by the thumbnail, if you couldn't tell by the caption, today we're talking about SA, molestation, child abuse. And if those topics are too much for you, by all means, there are thousands of other channels. I have several other videos on this growing channel that talk about music, entertainment, fashion, the doors, doily, diamonds, all the less dark subject matter, more positive, easier to, consume shit. It's over there. It's over there. Not in this video. Come back when you're ready. Trust me, baby. I understand. It's only Monday. Shit. About 3 days ago and counting, YG gave The Breakfast Club an exclusive on a song that talks about him being a victim of RAPE at the age of 14, because I believe he's in his early 30s now, and he was born in 1990. The song is titled 2004, so I believe this happened when he was a teenager. He was a victim of someone his parents trusted, a victim of someone he trusted, a victim of someone the world probably thought that most people could trust. And that is how shit like this happens to our babies in general, but especially to our little black boys. And I will always advocate for my people till the wheels fall off. But when the wheels fall off, the suspension gone, and they done stole my mirrors, which honestly happened to me last week, by the way. Fuck the city of Chicago. I really go hard for my little black boys, because I was once a little black boy who had parents who trusted other individuals with me from time to time, who had teachers, who had guardians in my life that my parents enlisted their trust in, and who could have easily taken advantage of me. And I thank God that they did not in the way that YG was taken advantage of. But unfortunately, 1 in 5 black men are victims of SA as children, and it's not talked about enough. And I feel like, this is a topic that is only sprinkled on within media coverage, especially when it comes to our black boys every so often. Like, shit, I remember when Missy Elliott came out about being a victim of RAP molestation as a child, and she was scared to talk about it in the early 2000s. And the fact that people are still scared to come out and share their experiences, because there is so much victim blaming that is rampant within our community. I just wish that we had the overall heart to speak on it more, because the more we speak on it, I do believe the less it will occur. I hope that this statistic of 1 in 5 black men being victims of SA isn't true in 10, 20, hell, ideally the next year, but we all know time don't work like that. But the next generation doesn't need to go through the trauma that we are still dealing with as young adults trying to figure out this life. But YG went through it in 2004 when I was 4 and he was 14. The first lyric of the West Coast song, it was over a West Coast beat that he dropped. He was like, shit, when I was a teen, I read a bitch that was twice my age. Just came straight out the gate with it. Like, this is not a song that you want to play in the club. This song probably won't get any streams. The song won't probably do any numbers. But when you're an artist, sometimes you only breathe when you put some shit in your artistry. You only let go of something when you put it in a beat, when you put it in the booth, when you put it on paper, when you let, that is your best form of therapy. Like, that is like, it's like a higher manifestation of prayer, to put something in your art and to be that vulnerable. And I want to continue this video by saying, YG, here are your flowers. I don't know about your past. I don't know if there's any controversies that I should be aware of. But from black man to black man, to express that vulnerability, especially as a rapper, you know, a heavily misogynistic world and industry, and as a straight identifying rapper, here are your flowers, bro. Like, for real, I hope you're still in therapy. I hope you're taking the courses and the steps that you need to be a better man, to heal as much as you can from your trauma. And I just want to say, I'm sorry that shit happened to you. That should have never happened to you, period. And unfortunately, it happens to so many other young black boys still to this day. And for some reason, I'm noticing that it's glamorized. Like, I remember when Boosie said that he, you know, gets his children to receive fellatio. I don't know how to say it for YouTube. I'm sorry, without getting my video marked. But I'm not making any money from this shit anyway, so I might as well just call a spade a spade. You know, Boosie was like, yeah, I pay for my sons to get their D sucked by grown ass women. I be seeing, you know, people give stripper parties to their teenage sons in high school. I saw that while I was in high school. There was this huge controversy about these parents, for this child that I went to school with. His parents gave him a stripper party for after prom, and a bunch of boys in a room with grown ass women shaking their ass, and no red flags thrown on the field. Okay, but let me be an openly gay black man. Let my daddy, you know, love me for who I am. That y'all call that bad parenting. I don't want to go on that rant today. That's not necessarily what we're talking about. I may have to go back into that, but we're not here to talk about that. My point is, sexual assault between grown ass women and little black boys is so normalized. It's almost glamorized, and that leads to people like YG talking about his experience 20 years later, because y'all would have probably called him gay for not enjoying that experience. You know, I understand. We enable a lot of our black men to do some sick ass shit within this community, but we have to also call a spade a spade. Y'all be having aunties, y'all be having sister cousins, y'all be having some people in your life who, you know, do wrong by these little black kids, and they be grown ass women. And that's not okay either. We have to hold everyone accountable. We have to stop being punk ass bitches and trust that we have the range to speak on topics that affect our children. Like, if you're not gonna speak up about certain things, you should always at least speak up for your babies. You should always want a better future for everybody's baby, especially our black babies, our black boys and girls, to have better lives than we did. And the more we're silent, the more we enable those type of behaviors. So it kind of gagged me over the course of 3 days. I didn't see a lot of content creators who are usually not scared to jump on topics like such on both YouTube, Instagram, and TikTok. It really fell on deaf's ears. You know what I'm saying? Like, this straight black male rapper who has found success within the industry, paid for studio time, got in the booth with the producer and the engineer, and made this song about some of his worst traumatic experiences in life, drops said song, gives an exclusive to the Breakfast Club, goes through management, goes through mixing and mastering to get the song out, and nobody outside of Breakfast Club who got the exclusive has really talked about it. You know, I don't think he dropped that record to get streams and boosts and numbers and headlines. I think he dropped it to spread awareness that this shit happens to everybody, especially us. And I think so far, it's only been 3 days, the general public has missed that, because a lot of us aren't even talking about it. But I'm talking about it here on my channel. You know what I'm saying? Like, I know I be messing up. I do a lot of wrong in my life, but I want to do something right with this here YouTube channel. And I hope that this video is inspiring somebody to, if you are a victim of SA, if you're a victim of any type of violence, whether that be in your youth or in your adult years, it's okay to tell your story. It's okay to seek justice. Know that it is not your fault that happened to you. I think that's what a lot of people who are in those situations and are victims as children, the victim blaming is so rampant, even as a child, both on the male and female spectrum. They scared to talk about it. But if you watching this, and if you are and have been, I just want you to know that shit was not your fault either, baby, at all. trust and believe. If anybody gonna tell you, let Unc Dupree tell you that shit was not your fault at all. You know what I'm saying? And it's not cute. It's not funny. It's not something that you should be clowning your homeboys of. I have a strong feeling that one of the biggest reasons why G held on to that trauma for so long, like he even revealed, he didn't even tell his mama. His mama found it in the song. One of the reasons I'm sure he didn't speak about it so quickly to speak about it is because he probably would have been labeled gay. You know, I grew up getting called a faggy. I grew up getting called a punk, a sissy, a queer, all of that. Like I lived in the question of, is you gay? Every single day. Like I lived in that shit. So I'm used to it. So any traumas that I have, then I speak about, I just speak about them because I grew up with those accusations, but even though they were true, even before I confirmed them. Like I don't give a fuck. I don't care. I can kind of understand why Black straight men are scared to talk about not enjoying those experiences, because anytime they don't, they're labeled gay, a punk, a sissy. And like, A, bitch, you missed the entire point of why I'm telling the world this. But B, me not enjoying those experiences doesn't negate for me still being a straight man. Bitch, I was a child. Hello? Like, are we missing the point? It's like, okay, when women assault our boys and they don't enjoy it, a large majority of us will label our boys gay. They're a child. When girls get assaulted by older men, y'all find a way to victim blame them. Oh, what does she have on? Why was she acting like this? She's fast. I grew up with them girls. I used to be that one of them girls. No, bitch. She's also a child. See the common denominator here? See the reciprocating factor? They're children, y'all. They shouldn't be having no sex, especially with grown ASS people. Why are we so dumb? And it seems like some of us choose to be dumb for whatever reason. Don't know why. But a lot of us choose dumbassness over wisdom, and really not even wisdom, it's just common sense. Period. I don't know. I guess because it's so normalized and it's so taboo for it not to be talked about, and for victims not to seek justice, and for the people who did it to you to be at your prom send off, or the people who did it to you to still be at every Thanksgiving and Christmas. It's sad. You know what I'm saying? You know, I see a lot of us these days, we tired. You know what I'm saying? The 92% is tired for sure. But we can't get too complicit in being tired and sitting this one out. And this is one of the many ways we sit shit out. You know, we got to continue to do the work. If y'all want to claim that y'all not your ancestors, I need to see that in the field. I understand we got to switch up and find different tactics to handle the demons and the oppressors in our life and as a whole as a community. But don't get too tired, bitches. And I'm not going to get too tired myself. I understand, take your breaks, but I'll be damned. The least I'm going to do is speak up for the children. What about the children? You know what I'm saying? What about the babies? I don't know. But like I said, shout out to YG and shout out to Missy Elliott, who did it years prior and was scared to talk about her experiences then. It's happened to more people than you know, period. Not just our little Black boys. Like I grew up with a kid. I'm going to call him Daly. Daly was having sex at the age of 9. He was a little Black boy. Daly has a son now. I pray to God that he's teaching his son to speak up for himself and advocate for himself. Not to be having no sex, whether that be with grown women or kids, because unfortunately, a lot of kids are also victims of molestation, but there's also child-on-child molestation that was talked about briefly last year with the whole second Krishan situation, but handled horribly overall. There are a lot of we lack a lot of educational conversations we need to have with our children, and we often replace those conversations with discipline when we need to have real moments with our kids and know that they need to do better than us for the sake of our existence, not just for the sake of our pride and, oh, I want my kid to be better than me. No, we have to have our babies do better than us. And having those conversations, those real bangy, raunchy, honest, tear-jerking talks is the step to do so. That is a step in the right direction for our community as a whole. And I remember so many of my male peers having sex with older women as early as like 9 years old, like I said, and 14 and losing their virginities to 21-year-olds. Like, that shit is just not normal. It's not cute. It's nothing to joke about. Like, just like that white teacher, I forgot in what state, but it was trending a couple weeks ago. She went to jail, and she was donkey of the day too, for making her students run trains on her. And the comment section was full of men talking about, shit, I would have been cool with that. Like, she wouldn't have got caught in my school. We would have had a fun choo-choo ride until prom night, bitch, with her. I'm like, these is kids, like, these is boys. Like, some of them kids were early as freshmen. And she was making them run trains on her. And her husband was threatening those same boys if they told their story, they was going to die. Kids don't need to be having no sex. It's simple as that. I don't know what else to tell you, bitches. That's all I can say. I'm saying things and things over and over again, and I feel like it's becoming repetitive. So, with that being said, speak out. It's not your fault. Stop victim blaming. Stop enabling. I love y'all. Make sure you look in the mirror. Look at yourself. Be like, yeah, I've been there because I am that. Whatever that is to you, baby, I support you. Till next time, y'all. Peace.
Thank you. Bye bye. Bye bye.